The Earth's first fighters. The ultimate predators. New discoveries in forensic science bring to life the prehistoric art of war. This is Jurassic Fight Club.
Welcome back, everyone. Playing some genetically modified Kalamax today. Let's take a look at this opener. We've got 2 lands, ramp. What's this one do? That's counters, more counters. This thing's pretty wild. Oh, man. It's like not the best hand. A lot of room to get stuck, but I really want to try this thing out. So we'll go ahead and keep. So I really wanted to give this deck another go after the last game that I played with it. It was a lot of fun, and I forget exactly what happened in the game, but I was left with that feeling of like, I think we can do more with this deck. So yeah, we're going to try it again today and see how things go. We draw a Chemist's Insight. If we can get to the mana for that, that card draw should be pretty helpful. Let's play a Scalding Tarn, crack a Scalding Tarn. We'll get something. Let's see, we've got green in hand. Actually, so we might go red-blue then. Triome. Triome's always good, right? There we go. And we'll pass like that. So we are playing Kalamax, the Stormsire, 4 mana for a 4/4. Whenever you cast your first instant spell each turn, if Kalamax is tapped, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Whenever you copy an instant spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Kalamax. So this deck is really just all about +1/+1 counters and trying to make Kalamax huge. I know there's a bunch of combo-y things you can do with them. That's not what we're doing today. We're just going to have fun and try to make a giant Stegosaurus and run over our opponents with it. We'll see how it goes. Another +1/+1 counter card. Also fight stuff. Fighting stuff is cool. Let's play the land, play the Farseek. 36 lands in the deck, so really hoping to hit that next one off the top. We have a double green in hand. We have a double red in hand, so I think that means Stomping Ground. And we'll pass like that. Actually, if we get another land, it might make sense to go Kalamax first and then try to Chemist's Insight and get the double up. There's a Shadow Spear from opponent. Unmarked Grave for opponent. Search your library for a non-legendary card. Put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. Oh, right. Entomb number 2. Seems good. Gets a Burning Ruin Demon. Ugh. Sick of that card. Card's pretty strong. There's a bounce land for opponent. There's the 4th land that we need. Cool. Looks like we might be able to have a decent game here. So, cast our commander. Let's take a look at what our opponents are playing today. First up is Sean piloting Jared Carthalion, True Air. He's been playing this one a little bit on the channel. Red removal is really good with Jared, and he also gets really big, so it can kill you in a hurry. There's Runo coming into play for opponent, and it is a Runo Stromkirk deck, one that we talked about a lot on the channel. I think I played it a couple times. A lot of opponents were playing it. I would say it was probably the most popular commander out of that set without checking the numbers. Just it tended to show up a lot. Kind of does something interesting in the Dimir space that I don't think any commander had really done before. You know, it's got a little bit of Reanimator to it. It's got a little bit of cloning to it. Kind of cool. A lot of text on the card. Reading it's horrendous. But that being the case, it does have a lot of abilities, so you got to be careful. When it flips over, it is a problem. And they did just put a 6-drop back on top, so it's going to flip over, which means we might be in some trouble pretty quickly here. We've got this fight spell, but we've only got so much mana to our name. There's a Deflecting Swat. Oh, I really want the card draw. I really want the card draw. What do we got over here? We got we got Kaheera as a companion with Prava and Anara. So tokens. Okay. Cool. The problem with the card draw is we will be well beyond 7 cards in hand. Which I think puts us on the fight spell then. Yeah. Well, it's turn 4 right now. We're going to lose the land that we ramped if we do that. But if we draw 4, that would put us up to 10. We play a land, and we'd have to cast a 1-drop. We'd probably cast the Burst of Speed just to not lose it, which would put us down to 9. Oof, that's still... Yeah, let's just go for the fight spell this turn and keep the Runo from flipping over, because that thing's a real bad time when it flips over. We'll swing into DJ. Double check this thing. Yeah, we'll do this and then fight the Runo. Kalamax will double it. Oh, we get to fight 2 things? Yeah. Well, the problem is, if we fight the Wayward Swordtooth, it'll definitely die. So I think we're just going to fight the Runo twice. Maybe we could have did that better. Fighting, I forgot that it was going to fight 2 things. Fighting 2 things is, like, pretty good. And we've got ourselves a 7/7. Love it. Opponent takes a shot for 7, loses their commander, and we'll pass like that. Felidar Retreat is a good Magic card. So much value with that, especially if you like the Commander replay collection of Sword of the Animist and Sword of Hearth and Home. I guess also like Mask of Memory, Dazzling Dagger. Those don't necessarily trigger it, but You know, the 4 cards that I run in basically every deck. Felidar Retreat is very good with 2 of them. It's a card that I've thought about running more. Like, I should probably pick up a few more paper copies, just because it's the type of thing that, like, you don't even need that much synergy with it. Like, it's just so much free value that whether it really fits in the deck or not, it's probably going to be pretty good either way. There's Buried Alive. Yep. Stocking up that graveyard. What do we got? We got Gyruda, Nezelhal, and Solemn Simulacrum. Yep, those are magic cards. Are we on our way to a living death? Brave the Sands for opponent. The card that I always want to run and always cut at the last second. And Glare of Subdual. That's a magic card. Haven't seen that one recently. Still good, though. Great for token decks. Ooh, Wilderness Reclamation is nice. Yeah, okay, let's play the Wilderness Reclamation. Oh, we're getting Pongified. No. That's disappointing. Oh, wait. Oh, we could have Deflecting Swatted. Forgot we had Deflecting Swat. Crap. Yeah, back to the command zone. That's going to mess things up. Falling behind in lands here, too, which I don't love. But our land's untap. We'll probably get fire off this Chemister's Insight at some point, and ideally before the blue player untaps. Just trying to get to some more lands. Jared into play. Yep, who's getting the Monarch? Gives it to DJ. We will... There's a landfall trigger. Which one are we going with? Both modes are really good. Goes for the +1/+1 counter of Vigilance, yeah. Yeah, it's solid. It's very solid. He's going to equip the thing. While that's happening, we're just going to draw some cards. There's a land. Aqueous Form. Yeah, that one can be a little nasty. Once we get a little size on our commander, it gets big. We need to figure out how we're going to get to the 6th mana to recast our commander. Being 2 turns away from that is not great. Frantic Search for opponent. Runo back to play, putting, what was that, Gyruda back on top? The opponent's going to tap the Runo, sure. Just because they can't. Oh, God. Yeah, that's going to be a problem, actually. We'll just never be able to attack with our commander. That's not great. Well, that should get annoying quickly. And, Sylvan Library. Hopefully others want to deal with it. And there's Anara, Wolvid Familiar. Commander creatures you control have Indestructible. Seems good. And with Brave the Sands? Yeah. That seems really good. If you don't have Trample, you're not getting anything through. They take the Monarch. There's a Nylea. Let's play the Path of Ancestry. Play Nylea. There's the Trample that we need. We'll just stay put with our 3/3. Mounting threats on board. And we'll untap at the end step. Not necessarily... I mean, I might protect, like, Wilderness Reclamation if necessary, but probably not planning... do we flashback the... We probably need to flashback the Chemister's Insight, honestly. Just so we get to that 6th land, we really need Kalamax in play. It's just not helpful to us if it's not in play. We also need to find a way to deal with the Glare of Subdual, because we'll never get an attack off if no one does anything about it. Yep, taps down the Jared. Without lifelink, they probably let it go, but with lifelink, you know, someone's losing resources while they're gaining resources. That's basically what's happening. There's an Esper Sentinel. Yeah. With that on the stack, we will flashback the... How does Jumpstart work? Discarding a card. Okay, yeah, we can discard a card. That's fine. What are we discarding? This one's the least powerful. Frantic Search, Fact or Fiction. Both helpful. Both helpful, love it. Didn't catch a land, though. Frantic Search could theoretically get us to a land, though. And that's good. Basalt Monolith for opponent. Triggers the Esper Sentinel. Gonna reanimate a Nezelhal. Yeah, that's a magic card. We'll want to be careful with that. We will make them draw a lot. They're gonna tap down the Runo. Yep. Prava of the Steel Legion coming in. Gonna tap down the Nezelhal. Yeah. Gonna swing a 5/5 our way. Yeah. Got nothing for that. The Vigilance seems good. Soul Guide Lantern into the Esper Sentinel and the Nezelhal. That's so much card draw on board. Kinda wish we still had that fight spell. If we get enough mana, we can get to it with the Arcane Bombardment. Actually, they're gonna exile the Wonder. That's not a bad exile. That is a very solid exile. The Soul Guide Lantern, not great, though. So we have a couple instants and sorceries in the yard, and I was hoping to use all of them again with this Arcane Bombardment, but they're probably going to crack that Soul Guide Lantern to empty out the graveyard here, because there is some stuff over here. Well, there's a Solemn, and they must have put one back on top. Gyruda's in hand, I think. Yeah, okay. So maybe not just yet, but soon. Soon it's probably going to happen. Let's play the Mountain and recast our commander. And this time try to remember to use the Deflecting Swat should things come up. We will get a Scry here, which seems good. I do want to land. That's a good one at that. We're going to continue to stay put with our token. We'll see if opponent taps down the Kalamax at some point. It'd be cool if they did, because then we can get the spell doubling thing. That's a Rolling Earthquake X5. Can we save our commander? Yes, actually. This puts a counter on it and then doubles. It won't be crazy exciting. What's this one do? We can cycle. Oh, we can cycle this one. Put 4 counters on it. Doesn't seem awful. Which one do we want to go with? Let's do the cycle. We'll get the land into hand. I think it just sets us up for a lot of nice stuff. Cycle the Decree of Savagery, and we'll put 4 counters on a Kalamax. Opponent's gonna tap our Kalamax, use the ability. Oh, the nice thing about cycling that is it doesn't trigger all the stuff. So Kalamax survives, bunch of things go down. Oh, nope, they didn't tap the Kalamax. They tapped something else, Jared, I think. No other landfall. They get to scry. Gonna make it 2-2 this time. Thran Dynamo for DJ. Yep. Runo. Yep. Putting Solemn, probably? Yeah, putting Solemn back on top. Opponent cracks a Croson Verge. Oh, I wonder if we could have taken the Monarch somewhere. Who has the Monarch? Oh, Jack has it. Okay. There's a Felidar Retreat. So, like, we're at a point where someone has to blow up all the enchantments. Or, I mean, I guess we just need to, like... that's not good, because that makes a token, and that token can tap down our thing, which is not great. Would prefer to put some damage on Jack. Cracks the land, gets another token. Yep. What's this thing say? Can't be blocked. I was wondering if there was like a Shroud bit on there. There is not. Could definitely use some Shroud. I wonder if opponent will tap out their mana. If they do, we can... No, it doesn't require mana to do that one. It's the card draw one that requires the mana. They are tapping out their mana, but that still doesn't help us. Based on the conversation we just had, there's Kaheera. Yeah, okay. Brings back to our turn. There's another land. Let's play the Rogue's Passage just in case of a wheel or something like that. I mean, I doubt he's going to let us attack with this thing. Oh, yeah, yes, if... I'm just going to tell him I was going to attack you. You better tap it down. Opponent has far too much going on, especially a lot of it's enchantments, and those are not the easiest thing to deal with. There's only... I'm probably a little light on enchantment removal in this deck, honestly, but I wanted to make it fun, and there's a lot of these fun +1/+1 counter cards, and, like, you know, these aren't the best, right? They are fine. Removal will generally be stronger than any of that stuff, so, you know. If you cut a couple of these, you can get a few more removal spells in there, but that's not what I've done. So we'll play the Arcane... Yeah, I think we play the Arcane Bombardment. Let's get this party going. And either they have to react and exile the graveyard. Whenever you cast an instant... Yeah, Nezahal will draw. But we can probably get them to crack the thing, which isn't great. There's some cards in here that I really want. But if they don't, for some reason, then end step, untap the lands, yeah. Do we Frantic Search? Oops, missed it. Getting Decree of Savagery would be pretty wild. Tell you what, though, we'll also go for the Farseek. Gauntlet of Power. Interesting. In a 3-color deck, that is very spicy. Another landfall trigger. Goes for the 2/2. Yeah, at this point, you kind of got to go wide, because this Glare of Subdual is just brutal. Cultivate into the Nezahal. Sean's sending what he has over to Jack. Yep, he's going to block 1. Sean's going to take the Monarch back. He also gains a lot of life, which is the thing. Yeah, I'm going to Frantic Search right here. That'll trigger the Arcane Bombardment. Is this at random? Kalamax is going to copy the thing. Love it. This is a cool little combo. Frantic Search plus this thing. Seems good. There's some lands. We'll discard the red land. Oh, we need to discard 2. We'll discard both lands, I guess. We'll untap 3 lands. What do we exile? Ancient Animus. Ooh, that's the fight spell. That is the fight spell. Click to cast it? How does it say? How do I... Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, let's start fighting stuff. Choose Kalamax, and... I mean, Nezahal is pretty scary. He probably just blinks it out, though. I guess we go after the Kaheera. We do need to slow opponent down over there. They have a lot. But at some point, we'll probably think about the Nezahal with this thing. Kalamax is getting large! I kind of want to build this deck. Like, a lot of the cards in it are pretty budget-friendly. There's a few that aren't, but... This one's definitely not, but like most of the other stuff in our hand, I think is pretty cheap. Kaheera down.
Gentlemen, welcome to Fight Club. The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
Nezahal draws. We loot again. That's another fight spell. We can just fight everything down. Man, I really want that one, but I do feel like we need a Kodama's Reach. We have Trample right now. We also have the Rogue's Passage, so do we really want to give that up? Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be that, and I think it's going to be this one. Oops. Should have tapped some lands first. Whoopsie. We've got a little bit going. There's Gyruda. I don't think you can respond. Yeah, because the trigger all happens at once, so you can't respond to it with the thingy. Gets an Iroas. Oh, that's a magic card. And plays the Sad Bot. See what opponent wants to do here. One our way. One into Sean. Okay. Okay. Oh, God. Well, it's legendary. Okay, I don't think there's anything that's going to make it not be legendary, so. Get a second Nezzle Hall. Wait a second. Nope, yep, there it goes. It stayed in play for a second. I was getting real nervous. I'm like, 2 Nezzle Halls. 1's bad enough. 2 is probably just game winning. Nothing we can do about the... I mean, we could fight it, but it's not really worth it. They wrestle the Monarch away from Sean. We go to the end step. There's the Monarch trigger. Let's Factor Fiction right here. Oh, Mountains make double. Belay that. Try it again. Arcane Bombardment will trigger. Kalamax will trigger. Nezzle Hall will trigger. Yeah, here comes the Soul Guide Lantern. Well, this only triggers on the first spell each turn. Okay. So we probably just have to let it go. But that means Factor Fiction will still be in the graveyard. And that means the next thing we cast gets Factor Fiction. And that just seems like a really good place to be. So we get the Soul Guide Lantern out of the way. Lose a lot of cool cards in the process, unfortunately. But we do get to Factor Fiction twice. And also makes Kalamax pretty large. Sean can choose this one. Got some lands, a Mizzix Mastery. Not so helpful when your graveyard gets exiled. Nature's Lore is looking pretty good, honestly. Mizzix Mastery in one. We going 4 in one. Nature's Lore in the other. Oh yeah, he knows that I probably need lands. We have a Kodama's Reach, so we're gonna go pile 2. Arcane Bombardment. Ooh, we get the thing. We get the +1/+1 counter thing, which like it's not the best. It's fine, but oh wait, we can cast all of them. Oh my god. Yeah, let's start doing stuff. Cast this without paying its mana cost. What does this thing say? Yeah, just pump up our Kalamax. That triggers Nezzle Hall, and then I think it's time to fight the Nezzle Hall. Nezzle Hall's gonna draw... Nezzle Hall's got 3 draw triggers on the stack. So, like, all this is gonna do is probably just get him to discard 3 cards. Or is it exile? I can't remember. It's discard. Let's it go. I think he F6'd or something. Or he doesn't care, he's just gonna bring it back. And here comes the second Factor Fiction. Jack can have this one. Those are some cards. We can fight, counter a spell, and make things unblockable. Rhystic Study in one pile. Talrand might be useful here just because we need to get around the Glare of Subdual. Okay. Rhystic Study is very strong. A Fog? Actually, I mean, do we care? So, I'm going to choose pile 1 because we can just exile the Hindervines, and then every time we cast an instant, we can Fog. That seems ridiculous. That seems incredibly ridiculous. Wow. Yeah, that's some cool stuff. That is some really cool stuff. Arcane Bombardment is absolutely wild. I mean, it's basically Thousand Year Storm Part 2, and it is really cool. I saw it once the other day, and I'm like, well, that's got to go in some decks. Particularly your more spell-based ones, but this is a very spell-based deck, so yeah. But talking about Vastwood Fortification actually being good in Kalamax, yeah. DJ has to discard down to hand size. There's a Sylvan Library. We're still a little bit hamstrung on mana. Like, now we have a lot of cards and we just don't have the mana to cast them. Opponent's gonna make a 2/2? Yep. That's a Marshal's Anthem. You may choose new targets for target spell or ability. Opponent left up 3. Ooh. I mean, nothing good's happening with they kicked it twice? Did I see a Verdant Sun's Avatar? Oh, yeah, that's... So if we do this, it should happen twice, right? Yeah, let's do that. Because we need to do something anyway. I think this just makes it an easy choice now. Arcane Bombardment, Kalamax. And we're going to put the counter thing on the stack. I'm going to do the same targets. Put some counters on Kalamax. That thing gets countered. Arcane Bombardment is going to give us a thing. What do we get? Oh, we got the Hindervines. Yeah. Yep, cast everything. Which one's this? How big are we? We're pretty big. Pretty big. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, let's... Does fighting tokens help us at all? I don't know. Probably not. Let's get rid of this thing. That thing's kind of wild. We don't need multiple Gyrudas coming in. Oh, no. Oh, I forgot to cast the other ones. Oh, crap. Well, we'll have to get it next turn. Hope nothing goes wrong. Misclicked. Got too excited. Oh, yeah. 2/2 coming our way. Could have prevented that 2 damage. A little bit of mana. 3 mana from Jack, but opponents are tapped out otherwise. Oh, God. What does this thing do? If you would copy a spell one or more times, instead copy it that many times plus an additional time. Seems good. Oh my god, with this thing? Jesus. Yeah, that seems wild. Okay. Play the Scavenger Ground. Play the Staff. Kind of want the Talrand too, but... this... Well, he's not tapped yet, so this one only affects... Okay, that won't... Nature's Lore isn't going to copy yet, but soon it should. Oh, Mountains Make Double. Arcane Bombardment's going to trigger. What'd we get? We got the Teamer Charm. We have a lot of fighting now. We'll do some fighting. Choose a creature we control. Choose a creature we don't control. Let's start killing some tokens. Be dealt with no creatures with +1/+1 counters. Sure, we'll cast that thing. Cast without paying its mana cost. Sure. Pump up our Kalamax. And we'll fight another thing. If we fight Sean's thing like we're definitely the archenemy, are we the archenemy already anyway? Probably. Yeah, I guess it's Gyruda. Gonna tap down the Kalamax. Yep. There's the Fog. Fight the token. We'll get a Taiga right here. Comes in untapped. Let's get... Oh, we don't have double blue, do we? Oh, we do. Thank God. Let's get Talrand into play. Oh, basic lands. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we'll just get Talrand into play then. And we'll pass like that. This deck. This deck is wild. It's so big. It's a 1919. If we can ever untap with it. There is a Chandra's Ignition in the deck, which, you know, doesn't care about us having to attack. So if we run into that and we've drawn a lot of cards, that should kill our opponent. I mean, Sean would survive. The other two probably wouldn't, but we're also going to get bigger before that happens. So, oh, this has +1/+1 counters on it, which isn't great. That means he can still do damage. We can't fog him. It's not ideal. I think we can fight it, though. Although, is he the Monarch? What does this say? If damage would be dealt to it while you're the Monarch, prevent that damage, put that many count... Oh, God, that's a Vigor. Well, we're going to have to fight the Vigor. That's for sure. Who has the Monarch? Jack still has the Monarch. Oh, he's sending it our way. Well, I mean, yeah, we're getting kind of out of control here. He's sending a couple tokens over to Jack. But, you know, that's a recipe to keep doing wildness over here. Target creature with a +1/+1 counter on... what does it say? With a +1/+1 counter on it, fights a creature an opponent controls. Yep. Choose a creature an opponent controls. Let's choose the big one. Then do all the stuff. Oh, God, it's freaking out. It's freaking out. Please don't crash. Oh, and we get to copy it, which means we want to kill the Vigor first. So that's going to work out, I think. Is this not working? Or does Kalamax need to trigger first? Oh, yep, there's the additionals. Okay. Yep, then fight the Vigor. Then I guess we fight a token. An opponent can hang on to the Monarch. I don't really want to give that up, but Kalamax getting bigger. Vigor goes to the graveyard, gets shuffled. Kind of want the Nature's Lore. If we can get a land every time we cast something, that seems really good. Here comes the Arcane Bombardment. We got the Fact or Fiction. Still decent. Cast everything. This game is gonna crash. Maybe we should pump up the, Talrand at some point. What's this one say? Fights a creature. Guess we'll fight this token? Yep, that's a stack. There's another bird. Drake. More drakes. Keep the drakes coming. Oh, wow, those exiles are cast? Oh, yeah, now we've got birds. Okay, we've got, actual damage now. We can, kind of wrap this game up soonish, I think. Yeah, our Stegosaurus is about to run over a lot of different creatures. I don't know that you can ask for much more. What was the other deck I played? Was it the Tarask? That deck was actually really fun. It's just big and eats creatures, and it's awesome. My style of Magic. Definitely something I can get behind. Should probably build that deck in paper, too, just because it's, mostly ramp spells. You need so much mana for that thing. And same sort of thing, you don't need a lot of expensive stuff, because if it's in play, it just, it always kills the biggest creatures, so... you just need to ramp and make sure it stays in. Jack can choose this one. Forgotten Ancient's cool. Counterspell is cool. We might take the Counterspell just to prevent disaster. What's this one do? It's got some cool modes. Bounce a thing. Oh, it's creature spells only. That's less exciting. I'm gonna go pile 2 right here. Oh, where's that Decree of Savagery? We can make all these drakes giant. Jared goes down. We're up to 23-23. We took 19 damage. Actually, pretty lucky that it survived. Wasn't really counting. We did kill a Vigor and a Jared in that turn. That's a lot of power coming back at it. A couple tokens in there too. Burning Rune Demon. Nothing for that. Wonder, I mean, board wipe would make sense right here. And I haven't exactly figured out how we're getting around a board wipe. Can't be Toxic Deluge. It's way too big for that. But there's plenty of other options. Mass Bounce would be terrible. How many counterspells are in this deck? I guess we have the Teamer thingy. Yeah, we have the Teamer thingy on standby right now. Could probably use another counterspell or two in here, although, you know, then you have to subtract from fun cards if you're doing that. Pay 7 to copy it an additional time? 7's quite a bit. Stormtide Leviathan. That's a funny one. Gonna animate dead the Stormtide Leviathan. Do we care? I don't think that I do. We still have the Drakes, and the Drakes can still attack. Here's a card you don't really see anymore, but it's decent. The 8 mana is pretty rough, but gives us a lot of blue mana, which is cool. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell. Oh yeah, that could be helpful. A lot of cards I don't normally use in this deck. Gotta keep them all straight. Definitely messed a few up already. Persist. What are we getting? It's hexproof. That's fine. I can live with that. There's the Monarch at the end step. Do we go Impulse or Dig Through Time? I'm going to go Dig Through Time. We're going to delve some stuff. Get rid of the lands. I think we're okay without the Rhystic Study. Forgotten Ancient probably isn't coming back. Another land. Actually, you know what? I think I'm just going to go Impulse. Oh, wait. All our lands are islands. Oh, yep. Okay. That's fine. Talrand. Oh, God. Oh, God. Kalamax. Arcane Bombardment. We get the Nature's Lore. Finally. Cast it. Factor Fiction, cast it. Teamer Charm, cast it. Fight a thing. Hindervines, cast it. And this other thing that fights stuff. Let's get rid of the... We'll get rid of the Stormtide, I guess. Although getting rid of the Stormtide does reduce our blue mana. There's many more Talrand triggers. This deck is wild. I mean, it's mostly Arcane Bombardment. It wouldn't be nearly this crazy without it. As I put that in, I was thinking about, like, yeah, you could probably do something with Thousand Year Storm also. Although, I don't know, because that one cares about, like, multiple spells a turn, and Kalamax really just kind of wants the one instant every turn. I don't know. Opponent's going to regenerate the Stormtide Leviathan. You know what? That's fine. I can live with that. Fights the token. Sean can have this one. There's the Chandra's Ignition. Well, that's the one we're going for. If there was ever going to be a 4-in-1 pile. Yep, there's the 4-in-1. Choose the Chandra's Ignition. Opponents need a board wipe, and we actually don't have, like, great answers for a board wipe right now. Let's play the Breeding Pool, actually, because you need the blue mana. Pay the life. We Impulse a bunch of times, and then Kalamax gets bigger. Oh, yeah, it's getting up there. 27. 27 is pretty good. That's an artifact mutation. Destroy target artifact. What's this one do? Draw more cards. I don't know that we need to draw more cards, necessarily. What are we doing? We get to choose one? Yeah, we'll go for the artifact mutation. Seems like it could be helpful. Little removal is always good. It's also an instant. Those on the bottom, any order. Next Impulse. Praetor's Council. Yep, gonna be the Praetor's Council. Oh, we have Mizzix Mastery in hand, don't we, too? Comet Storm also gives us a way to end this game. Seize the day. Untap target creature. Ooh, that could be fun. Seize the Day is more fun than Comet Storm. Comet Storm is the correct play, but I really just want to run someone over with this Kalamax. Oh, this deck. Pass like that. Luckily, we're like out of range of all the red board wipes. A white board wipe is a problem, though. Farewell? Farewell is terrifying. I don't know that we have a great answer for Farewell. We probably have to like dig through time, get our Teamer Charm, then copy it with this just to make sure they can't pay for it. They're drawing a card, so they're just digging for answers. That's good news for us. We are mostly in the clear. Topiary Stomper enters the battlefield, search for a land. That's fine. Oh, we do need to fight the thing again, don't we? Yeah, I guess we do. I was going to avoid activating all the stuff, but because it's going to take a while to resolve it. But I do think that we need to get this thing out of play. That's going for the +1 counter and Vigilance. Probably should have went with the token, because then... Oh, well, there's another landfall. Each creature assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Doesn't really affect us. End step. What are we doing? We need to kill that thing. We need to get rid of... Yeah. We're going to do the bounce mode. So we'll bounce the Stormtide. Bounce the Stormtide and pump up Kalamax. Trigger all the stuff. Yeah, I really wanted to avoid this, but with this thing getting regenerated, we have to answer it. We also need to get this out of play so that we can actually wrap it up. Sean's got 4 mana. I hope it's not a Settle the Wreckage. We might just hold off on Sean for a turn. What do we get this time? Impulse. Oh, God. Cast him. Impulse. Nature's Lore. Factor Fiction. Teamer Charm. Fight this thing. This thing. +1/+1 counters. And this thing. Fight another creature. Go for that thing, I guess. I guess we can start autoing these triggers. Bunch more Talrand triggers. Yeah, that really does look like Settle the Wreckage Mana, doesn't it? We've got the Teamer Charm. Okay, yep, that's how we're gonna avoid getting settled. Fight the thing. Get a counter. Fight the thing. Jack can choose this one. Past in Flames is a wild card. 4-1. Not even worried about it, just goes 5. Yep. Get our last available land with Nature's Lower. Impulse. Force of Vigor? Oh, yeah, Force of Vigor, definitely. Any order. Oh, we can change copy. Yeah, we'll bounce the token. We can get this Planeswalker. I'm gonna have to come up with a snappy name for the title of this video. Got a mean Stego that's just thrashing everything to death. Animate Dead goes down. This is the board state. Yeah, let's just go to combat. We've hammed it enough. We could probably get 4 or 5 more counters on here. It's a 36-36. We'll send this big guy into Sean. Send a couple tokens his way. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Send 9 just to be safe. And then we'll send the rest into Jack. It's 20. That should be lethal on everyone. Actually, Sean will survive it too. Oh, wait, no, we sent some Drakes his way. Everyone goes down. Everyone's at -2. I don't know that I've seen that before. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Arcane Bombardment is insanely strong. You should shoot it if you see an opponent play one immediately, because you will die. So anyway, yeah, this is a fun little deck. I'm glad we got another look at it. We really got to go wild with Arcane Bombardment today. And we made Kalamax giant, and probably a thing that helped is that because it kept getting tapped down, I think it actually prolonged the game a little bit to actually like do more crazy stuff with Kalamax, because at certain points, like even as like an 8/8 or 9/9, a couple turns of that will just kill people, right? Like it's just giant. It's a lot of damage with trample. Since we had Nylea in, and the fact that it kept getting tapped down actually like kind of let us do some of the other stuff. But a pretty removal light game from our opponents. An enchantment, some sort of enchantment removal needed to happen in that game. Glare of Subdual was pretty bad for a lot of people. We had the Arcane Bombardment, which was insane, and we had Wilderness Reclamation, and like none of those ever got blown up. And so that really just allowed us to spiral out of control later in the game. Like it wasn't particularly fast, especially after we got shot that first time. It took us a little while to rebuild. It was probably like turn 6 or turn 7 before we kind of got Kalamax back in and then had to untap and start doing all the stuff again. So anyway, yeah, it was a fun little deck. I might think about building this thing in paper. It's kind of fun. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, feel free to comment, like, or subscribe. Thank you for watching. I want to thank my awesome Patreon supporters. You guys are awesome. If you want to help support the channel, vote on which decks I play next, or if you want to get some good games on Spell Table, be sure to check out my Patreon at the link below.